Cam 4 as well.
Yeah, cam4.com.
So what's the deal with Cam 4?
So I just broadcast weekly. I've been kind of slacking lately, but I try to get on bi-weekly at least, a couple, 2 to 3 shows a week, and I'll go on for 3 or 4 hours, and people can go on and just watch live sex shows. So it's just me right now, so it'll just jerk off and whatever they want. But it starts. It's sort of like a striptease game.
I'll just jerk off.
Sort of a striptease game, exactly. Where if they want the full reveal, they have to obviously tip for it, and you set a tip goal for like X amount of tokens, 500 or 800 tokens or whatever you want to set that night.
Yeah.
And once you hit that goal, then it's like close off and then come show.
Yeah.
Come show. Yeah, the sexy time explosion.
Sexy time explosion. And you're like, camming is like you're interacting with the people, right? They can type to you. Mm-hmm. You're responding back, obviously, on the video and whatnot.
And that's where I feel like that really is advanced from the tube sites, right? Because you can just go and click and type in whatever, but if you really want to interact with that performer, then that opens up a whole new world where, and say you have a fetish that you want, and say like there's a fetish or something weird you want to see them do, like you can have that granted at the drop of a hat just by tipping a certain number of tokens, and they'll do it for you. Yeah. Like
unless they're like, no.
Yeah, exactly. But that's something you can't get with a tube site video.
For sure.
So that's why the cam sites have been so popular over the years.
And then you can go into a private room, like one-on-one or with a small group.
Yeah. So
that's valuable
it's
too.
It's usually one-on-one, and then you charge a surplus rate. So sometimes it's like $2 to $5 a minute. Yeah. Well, they have you on it's like a private Skype show almost.
Yeah. And that's like.
And you're allowed to do like nastier things, I think that.
Oh. Yeah. Are you?
Yeah. You can do. And here's the bonus part that I found out about on Cam 4. Mm-hmm. I don't believe really the other cam sites allow it. I'd have to check, but I know specifically. I learned recently on Cam 4 is that you're allowed to show piss.
Oh.
Yeah. Just obviously none of like the obvious shit. You can't have blood. You can't have shit depicted
vomit.
on cam.
What's the triad?
No animals.
Yeah. You can't be.
No.
Get your dog in on it.
I can't bring in the llama or the goat. No.
Too bad, because that llama really wants to, start the career in porn. Okay, so in the Cam 4 that you do Cam 4 gay, right? Yeah. But you're a straight dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Or are you? Are you?
I'm straight.
How do you? Yeah.
I'm straight. Yeah. I know. A lot of the photos that I pose, and it's very confusing, I'm sure, to a lot of people.
No, but you never know. Like, I haven't actually asked you that. I kind of assumed you were straight, but you never know how people identify. So I always like to ask before making assumptions. But you do Cam 4 gay.
Yeah. No. So so basically, it's called Cam 4 gay, but that's just basically the umbrella term. So you can be straight, a straight male, a gay male, or trans male. It's just it's basically the male identifying platform.
Right.
Yeah, that separates it, and which is so cool because you have other big name cam sites that are mainly female driven. So on Cam 4, you can do yourself as a male, and you can do partner shows where it's a girl and a guy too. Mm-hmm. So and group sex.
Yeah. So what's the difference? Is it there just more of a market to go into like gay camming? Like, is there a market for? I feel like the market is men, that consume porn. Even though that's not true. Everyone consumes porn, but
not just from a straight male perspective. Because I was that guy too. I'd be up all night, going like right the morning before high school, and like. I'd be up till 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and I'd have to get up at like 6, and I'd be watching the cam girls. And I used to be that asshole freeloader, because I was a kid. I didn't have a credit card. What was I gonna do?
So you never tip.
I'd wait till the other tippers like hit token goal for the fucking squirt show or whatever. And but that's different now.
Student life,
but basically, of course, like when you're a dude who's naked on the internet, you're like 95% of your audience is going to be gay men,
right?
Yeah, but I've never had a problem with that, and I've always been very vocal about the fact that I never wanted to segment my viewer base to just women, right? I'm open to all genders and sexualities, and whoever wants to watch it and buy it, basically.
Awesome. Another thing we should probably mention, just to give a background of you as a person, you're a person with disabilities.
Yeah. Cerebral palsy is the official
CP
diagnosis.
Is the official.
Yeah. No, but I'm like, I tell this story all the time that like I'm very blessed and very fortunate in my specific diagnosis, because most people with cerebral palsy, meaning that it's a lack of motor control in the muscles and joints. It's basically a very microscopic tear in the brain, hence the cerebral part, and that's usually caused at birth due to a number of medical complications. Mine was specifically because my mom was just too old at the time, and they wanted to test her to see if her kid had Down syndrome. So they basically go into the placenta or whatever, and then they try to take fluids out, but they ended up bursting it because the fucking, I don't know if it was a nurse or if it was like an anesthesiologist. Anyway, long story short, whoever was doing it wasn't supposed to be doing it, and that's what caused my complications, and I came out 3 months early.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. And as I got older, I looked into suing, but
yeah, I was gonna say, did anyone end up suing?
But so what happens in law for cases like that, it's called the statute of limitations. So basically, if anyone injures you, he causes bodily harm, if you're under the age of 18, the second your 18th birthday kicks in, you're allowed to sue for past damages. But in my case, I was like a year too late because my statute ran out by the time I was 21, and I was basically 22, and I was inquiring with lawyers. But at the end of the day, it wouldn't have even been worth it, right? Because it was like 20 plus years ago, and plus half the doctors who were in that delivery room are all dead, and I'd have to pay out of pocket. Yeah, one guy collapsed at his cottage from a heart attack. So if that isn't karma,
that isn't karma. I don't know.
Anyway, but no. So it's but most people in my case are fully, immobilized or in a wheelchair, and with me it's just my lower half that's affected, but with a lot of people it's the entire body. They can't move their arms at all, they can't speak, they need around the clock attendant care. They can't even feed or brush them or bathe themselves.
But you used to have less mobility, didn't you?
I was in a wheelchair up until my early teens, and I just underwent a number of invasive orthopedic surgeries and years of countless physical therapy, and finally regained full freedom and mobility and independence.
Because right now you don't use anything as far as mobility goes?
I stopped last year of high school, so probably like 2011, 2012 would have been the last time I had ever touched a mobility device. Wow.
Do you still do physical therapy in any way?
I shouldn't, but I should. Just sex. That's it. You know what's funny though? I find that my groin muscles, all the tendons in that area, when you try to split apart, it's very, very tight, and sometimes it's hard. It is hard. On a serious note, it is hard for positioning. So or if I'm kneeling on the couch and I have one foot down, you're trying to blast them from behind. Things get tight and hurt sometimes.
For sure. Yeah, I'm sure there are some sort of physical therapy. There should be physical therapy for sex workers.
Yeah.
No?
Or at least some sort of yoga or something.
Well, I do know, actually.
Oh, shit. Okay, plug away.
Andrea Warehan, who
that?
I know you know.
Yeah.
From Modern Horror fame. She works at Maggie's, which is in Toronto, a sex worker resource center for all y'all who don't know what Maggie's is. It's fantastic. And she's a certified yoga instructor. She studied, I believe, in India. She is just starting now to do free yoga classes for sex workers at Maggie's.
No shit.
Yeah.
When did she do that?
I feel I don't know exact timeline, between around 5 years ago. I feel like.
Well, was this pre or post sex work?
Pre-sex work.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
And now because she's a former escort. She wrote a memoir called Modern Whore. Buy it today everywhere. And she's kind of doing outreach work at Maggie's. So she goes into into the club, into the strip club, and talks to all the girls and what do you guys need? Do you feel safe? Do you feel supported? Do you what could be different?
Yeah, because I've heard stories of some real asshole management in some of those places.
Yeah, exactly.
It's even I've heard that it's even worse in the gay clubs too.
Yeah. But well, yeah. So she's doing that, and then the initiative that she wanted to start was offering free yoga classes, because as I'm sure you have experienced as well, doing sex work, it's you need to take care of yourself, right?
The mental health's huge too, right? And
the mental health portion.
And I know a lot of people personally who are in sex work, and they struggle with a lot of mental health problems, diagnosis, anything from PTSD to fucking bipolar or depression, whatever it is,
Yeah,
right? So
substance abuse, anything.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like any part of any community, we all deal with shit like that.
Yeah.
But it can be pretty prominent
yeah,
in different types of sex work.
and I've heard a lot of people too, especially I guess with the girls, it's a lot of like in their mind, it's a very competitive mindset, and so that can cause a lot of depression and stagnation in their work ethic and stuff. If you feel like you're up against other people and you're comparing yourself to how many clients a day you get or what your numbers are on Twitter, all the stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's nerve-wracking for sure.
And stuff like isolation as
Yeah.
well. Like if you're not out to your friends and family, if you're not connected to other people that do similar types of work, and you're not able to connect and vent and get advice from and have resources, that can be very isolating. And I know a lot of people that are in that position that are just not out, and a lot mental health wise can come out of that. Like, so big digression, but I'm going to send you that link
Please, perfect. Sign me right up.
because I know you're a fan of Andrea.
Yeah.
And okay, I feel like we might want to take a little break, and then we'll get into, now that we got the whole story, the whole background, we'll get into like this dating and relationships
Amazing.
type conversation.
Oh God.
Oh God, I got a lot to say too.
Speaking of past trauma,
Yeah, talking about PTSD. Okay, so I'm gonna breeze through these. We got 4 sponsors today. Oasis Aqua Lounge is one of them, which is an amazing sex club here in Toronto, located at 231 Mutual Street. Their website is oasisaqualounge.com. They're a sex club that is inclusive of all gender identities, all sexual identities, and are completely shame-free and judgment-free when it comes to pleasure and play. They have a fantastic facility. You can go check it out. They have a lot of first-timer nights. They've got discounted rates for people that just want to go and check it out and take a tour, and then you can, pay the extra money to do the full price if you want to stay and hang out. So there are lots of options for first timers, and the community that goes regularly is absolutely amazing, as well as the staff. Absolutely love it. OasisAquaLounge.com or Oasis Aqua Lounge at 231 Mutual Street. Secondly, ComeAsYouAre.com is a fantastic website. They are a trans-owned, trans-operated sex shop that originated here in Toronto. Right now, they're just located on their website. They want to offer you the best products at the lowest price possible. They're feminist. They're anti-capitalist. They're fantastic. We have a coupon code with Bedpost, BEDPOST. You'll get 15% off any of their products when you check out at ComeAsYouAre.com. One of the amazing vendors that is at ComeAsYouAre.com is Unicorn Collaborators. They make a lot of fantastic harnesses, strap-on devices for you to get your sex on, and also your fashion on. They have like a lot of like really pretty harnesses and whatnot. There's a bracelet that I absolutely love wearing. I have a lot of their shit. They are a super body positive brand. They're really into doing creative collaborations as well. That's one of their favorite things to do. You can get a hold of them on Twitter at UCollaborators, Instagram Unicorn Collaborators, Etsy Unicorn Collaborators, and their email unicorncollaborators@gmail.com. One more of my sponsors is Provocateur Images, which is a boudoir photography studio that I just started getting involved with. Trevor is a fantastic photographer. The editing is unreal. This studio is buck wild. They have like a million different like settings for photos. You can get so many different looks there. He's giving a coupon code as well. It is Bedpost, one word, BEDPOST. You're going to get 10% off, which, sounds pretty good. But when you look at the packages, you're going to get anywhere from $65 off to $250 off. So it ends up being huge. So if you want to go to their Instagram, they're at provocateur_images. If you want to check out the full portfolio and contact information and forms and all that, it's on their website at provocateurimages.ca. Hey, Daniel.
all good.
Oh, what up?
Hello.
How's tricks? So dating. What? Big... So what has your dating life been like? If you could...
Super complicated. It's like a love and sex addiction, sort of love-hate relationship with myself. I don't know. Like, well, where do I start?
What's
off?
your history, with dating?
I'm just a hoe bag. I don't know. So back in the day before we had Tinder, I was on all the sites. I was on like Plenty of Fish.
Okay, Cupid.
I was on like OkCupid.